We'll get to your most recent trip to Washington just a couple of days ago, but the anticipation of the new administration, this time next week, Trump finally back in power. Things are all starting to fall into place, but also it feels like a lot of the vibes that we talked about and revelled in towards the end of last year have really kicked in to this year. And yes, there's going to be super lefties that no doubt will be screaming, but the majority of the country seems ready to get rid of Biden, get rid of Harris, and go all in on Trump 2.0, who seems to be a much better version of the bloke that was there 4 years ago.
Paul, it's genuinely exciting. We've got already company after company saying they're abandoning their DEI practices. They're done with DEI. Major American corporations admitting now that was a mistake. We're not doing it. We have the House passing a bill that would ban boys from playing in girls' sports K through college, including 2 Democrats who voted for that thing. And let's not forget who controls the Senate and the White House as of January 20th. So that thing's looking great. We've got all the tech giants going in and bending the knee to Trump, from Jeff Bezos, obviously Elon's already on Team Trump, to Mark Zuckerberg, who not only got rid of DEI at Facebook, now Meta, but is saying what we need is more masculine energy. And he's removing the tampons from the men's rooms inside of his company. Small gesture, but I'll take it, given what we almost had getting sworn into this White House. And then on top of that, you have Pete Hegseth testifying yesterday that he's seen some numbers that show the recruiting numbers in our military have already gone up.
What I also love is the fight, fight, fight spirit that Trump has forever shown. He's a crash or crash through guy. And what worked during the election has been now exemplified by all the people that are going to go around him. And what we're seeing here is that the people who he wants in the CIA or the Defense Department or to be the chief diplomats, they've all got the same attitude when they turn up to these Senate confirmations, because obviously the numbers are that the Republicans have the majority of the committee and then the majority of the people in the Senate, meaning they should be sailing through. But outrage machine means this person and that person is controversial and will a Republican turn, all the rest of it. But what I loved to see was when the Democrats were the ones that were losing their brain, particularly with Pete Hegseth in defence. And they're the ones that are screaming, but the nominee is staying level pegging. The Attorney General nominee turns around and says, hang on, isn't the sort of crap you're talking about now why you got censured by Congress? They're all bringing their A game and the Dems are not laying a glove.
Yes, it's so great because it's showing, first of all, Trump has selected a team in his own image, in a way. You know, he wanted fighters. And Don Jr. told me on my show, we talked about this on your show one time. He said, last time around, we just went for competence and we forgot about loyalty. And this time around, we are going for loyalty and competence. And the loyalty is important. And it's not just, oh, I'll do Donald Trump's bidding. It's, I see the world as Donald Trump sees it, and I'm willing to enforce Donald Trump's view of the world because that's what the voters voted for. So you see, Pam Bondi out there and Pete Hegseth out there, not being rude, but picking fights where it's appropriate, taking on these adversaries, which is what the Democrats are treating them like, and not just being these sort of boring stumps on a log, like mixing it up a bit where it's important. And it is important because what I've noticed so far, and we've only had Hegseth, today was Bondi, and they just started with Rubio, is these senators, for the most part, Dem senators, are using this as an opportunity to disparage Trump. It's the Trump is Hitler part 2 or 3 or 4, or whichever number we're on now. So every question is, Donald Trump is a law violator, he's a lawbreaker, he's a criminal, and he's asking you to be a criminal too. And he asked people in his first term to be criminals. Will you be a criminal with Donald Trump? Will you allow his criminality? Go. And then if you say anything other than, I agree with you and I won't help him, they interrupt you and tell you you're not answering the question, and there's another question about how bad Trump is. So the nominees should fight, and they should shut it down, and they should do a little, not filibustering, but command of the microphone, because they're not just there to be the whipping boys for these senators. They are there. Yes, they need confirmation, but it's really in sort of part a courtesy because they have their 53 votes. Pam Bondi is in no danger of losing any one of those 53 votes. So it's like, you people are the price I have to pay for this job, but there's only so much I'm going to entertain this.